Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has accused India's government of orchestrating violence within Canada, marking the latest development in an escalating diplomatic conflict over New Delhi's alleged targeting of Sikh Separatists based in Canada. During an inquiry on foreign interference held Wednesday, Trudeau claimed there were ever clearer indications that India violated Canada's sovereignty by targeting Sikh dissidents within its borders. He called India's actions a horrific mistake. This statement comes just days after both nations expelled each other's top diplomats in response to the growing tensions, which were sparked by the assassination of Sikh Separatist leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar in Vancouver in June 2023. Trudeau had previously stated that Canada had gathered credible evidence linking Indian agents to Nijjar's murder. Nijjar, a Canadian citizen, was a vocal advocate for an independent Sikh homeland, known as Khalistan. 4 Indian nationals have since been arrested by Canadian authorities in connection with Nijjar's assassination, which New Delhi has consistently denied being involved in. India has dismissed the allegations as preposterous and accused Canada of using them as a political ploy, labeling Nijjar a terrorist. However, at Wednesday's inquiry, Trudeau claimed that Nijjar's killing was part of a broader Indian operation aimed at systematically targeting dissidents in Canada. Citing a national police investigation, Trudeau said violence towards Canadians has been enabled by, and in many cases directed by, the Indian government. He also criticized New Delhi for doubling down on its attacks against the Canadian government when presented with the allegations. Trudeau emphasized that while Canada does not seek conflict with a major trade partner, he would not hesitate to defend Canadian sovereignty. India has also faced similar accusations from the United States. In November 2023, the U.S. Department of Justice charged Indian national Nikhil Gupta for allegedly plotting to assassinate Sikh American activist Gurpatwant Singh Pannan in coordination with an Indian government official. A U.S. State Department spokesperson on Wednesday described a recent meeting between the U.S. and India regarding the foiled plot as productive. Columbia University has temporarily suspended Shai Davidai, an assistant professor in its business school, for allegedly harassing and intimidating university employees. Davidai, known for his outspoken pro-Israel stance, announced his suspension on social media, claiming it was a result of his defense of Israel following the October 7, 2023, pro-Palestine protests on campus. He accused Columbia of retaliating against him for standing up to what he called a hateful mob and hinted at taking legal action. Davidai has gained a controversial reputation for his aggressive advocacy, frequently accusing pro-Palestine students and faculty of supporting terrorism. On social media, where he has over 100,000 followers, he has targeted prominent figures like Columbia professor Rashid Khalidi, calling him a spokesperson for Hamas, and has shared the personal information of students he claims are sympathetic to terrorist groups. Many students have reported feeling harassed, with some accusing Davidai of making inappropriate comments and edits of their images online. The incident that triggered his suspension involved Davidai posting videos of confrontations with campus security during a protest organized by the pro-Palestine group Columbia University Apartheid Divest. He claimed that the suspension was due to his refusal to back down in defending Israel, but Columbia stated that the action was taken in response to his violation of university policies regarding intimidation and harassment. While Columbia emphasized that Davidai's right to free speech remains intact, it stressed that the university does not tolerate threatening behavior from its employees. Davidai is currently banned from campus, although his suspension does not affect his salary or employment status. He will be allowed back after completing training on appropriate workplace conduct. Davidai's case is the latest in a series of clashes at Columbia over free speech and the Israel-Palestine conflict. The university has faced criticism from both sides, accusations of anti-Semitism from donors and legislators, and claims of suppressing pro-Palestine activism from students. This ongoing controversy has contributed to the resignation of Columbia's president and heightened tensions on campus. The war in Ukraine has resulted in staggering losses, with civilian and military casualties reaching unprecedented levels since Russia's full-scale invasion on February 24, 2022. Both Ukrainian and Russian forces have sustained heavy losses, with reports suggesting nearly 1 million people have been killed or wounded since the war began. The majority of these casualties are soldiers, though Ukrainian civilians have also suffered immensely. According to estimates, civilian casualties have been rising, with over 12,000 Ukrainian civilians killed, including 551 children, according to Ukrainian officials. The Norwegian Refugee Council, NRC, reported earlier in the year that more than 10,200 civilians had been confirmed dead, with nearly 20,000 injured. Other organizations, such as Action on Armed Violence, AOAV, estimate slightly lower figures, but still emphasize the high number of civilian deaths, particularly in populated areas like Donetsk, which has been heavily affected by the conflict. As of September 2023, the charity AOAV recorded more than 7,000 civilian deaths and over 20,000 injuries. The conflict's expansion over the summer has led to a sharp increase in civilian casualties, with over 3,200 recorded between June and August 2023 alone, marking a 33.7% increase compared to the same period the previous year. Ukraine's demographic crisis is exacerbated by the high death toll. In the first half of 2024, the number of deaths outpaced births by a ratio of 3-to-1, prompting concerns about the country's long-term population decline. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has avoided mobilizing men aged 18 to 25, as this age group is vital for the country's future. Instead, the eligible age range for military service in Ukraine is 25 to 60. On the Russian side, more than 71,000 soldiers have been confirmed dead through independent reporting, which uses open-source data such as obituaries, public posts, and statements from relatives. Some estimates suggest that between 462,000 and 728,000 Russian soldiers have been killed, injured, or captured since the war began, surpassing Russia's casualties in all other conflicts combined since World War II. Meanwhile, Ukrainian military losses are believed to be significant as well, with Western estimates suggesting that at least 80,000 Ukrainian soldiers have been killed since the invasion started. The war has taken a toll not just in terms of human lives, but also on Ukraine's economy, infrastructure, and its ability to sustain the conflict. Ukraine faces manpower shortages, and its military relies heavily on Western aid, which has proven difficult to manage. Training Ukrainian soldiers to use Western weapons, such as the F-16 fighter jets, is time-consuming, and Ukraine's counter-offensive efforts have been lagging. With the conflict showing little sign of resolution, some experts argue that Ukraine may not be able to sustain the war much longer, as its resources and military personnel dwindle. Russia, on the other hand, is believed to have enough resources to continue the war for several more years, putting Ukraine and its Western allies under increasing pressure to find a diplomatic solution to end the fighting.